Alright, people. So, there is news rumblings about the Miami Grand Prix being cancelled. Well, Miami residents, I say quote unquote here, quote, Miami residents are putting late pressure to cancel to get the Miami Grand Prix called off, cancelled. They're trying to block it. End quote. Now, do I think the Grand Prix is going to be cancelled? Absolutely not. It would be very telling for the new heads of F1 if the Grand Prix did get cancelled, because that would mean they put a Grand Prix on the calendar which wasn't actually guaranteed to go ahead. So that would be very telling. I'm pretty sure they're going to be given the special events permit. I'm not sure how they've guaranteed it, be it money under the table, some reimbursement to the city or what have you. I'm not sure how they've guaranteed that, but they must have guaranteed it, because it will be an indictment on the current upper management of F1 if they have indeed scheduled a Grand Prix and haven't actually gotten concrete confirmation that it's actually going to happen. That will be really damning. Really damning. Now, of course, the residents, they're saying 97 decibels is going to be a lot of noise, and yeah, that is quite a lot of noise. I can't actually deny them that point. That is quite a lot of noise. But I did have to fact check that, because we know the V6 cars ain't as loud as the V8s and the V10s that we've come from. So I fact checked it, and the V6 cars are actually producing 130 decibels of sound. So yeah, they do indeed have a point there if the 97 dB is going to be a problem for them. They do indeed have a point, but for FOM, the FIA, all these parties to not have guaranteed that the race is going to happen through whatever means, right? Through whatever means, be them legal, illegal, it really doesn't matter, right? But if they haven't guaranteed that this race is happening before they've put it on the calendar, big question marks are going to start arising. Mind you, they could put out whatever, like, garbage ass flagrant reason there, right? They want, some COVID related thing or something. They could do that. Mind you, the news is out already, so I don't think they'll actually get around that. But yeah, this is quite interesting. This is quite interesting to me. Now, could this happen to Vegas? Absolutely not. Absolutely no chance. No chance in hell. That's too much. There's too much money there. There's too much money. Even if the residents file a similar complaint or what have you, or like some casino owner does it. Casino owner definitely won't do it because free money's coming in, right? But if anyone were to file a complaint in Vegas and say, oh, this race shouldn't go ahead, yeah, that thing's gonna be squashed, right? Vegas is just too important. Vegas is just too important, probably for all parties involved, because, well, I probably got an estimate of the amount of money that's gonna come in. I estimate it's $1 billion weekend. Their estimates might be higher, lower, doesn't really matter. Now, how much is the Miami Grand Prix worth? Well, it doesn't actually matter how much the race contract is worth, right? That's not exactly what I'm pondering here. What I'm pondering is how much just how much general revenue is going to be brought in by the race happening, by a race weekend happening in Miami. And that might be enough to swing the mayor of the city, quite frankly. If he's still undecided about this thing, about giving it a special events permit, then it will probably swing the mayor's opinion of this Grand Prix, if he does have an opinion. Quite frankly, well, it's not the mayor, right? It's the city manager. There's all types of fucking bureaucratic positions going on here. But the city manager is the one who has to give the special events permit. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been given some money under the table. If he hasn't, then this is going to be a very interesting situation that arises. And I'll be here for the fallout. I will absolutely be here for whatever fallout comes from this. Because, you know, it will... Big question marks around Domenicali and Chase Carey and all these men if it does indeed get cancelled. Because they put it on the calendar. Once you put it on the calendar, that's confirmed. That race better be happening. Now, I will be very curious to see what happens if tickets have already been sold for this event. There I'm very curious to see what happens. And I'm also curious to see what exactly the residential split is on how many people want the Grand Prix and how many people don't. We only have word coming out from one side saying they don't want the Grand Prix. Well, we aren't considering the other side. It might be a 40-60 split of 40 people don't want the Grand Prix, 60 people want the Grand Prix. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't think anything will change. I still think the race can happen. And quite frankly, I think those residents who are complaining about the noise levels that are going to happen, they'll be the first ones buying tickets next season if this race happens. Anyway, that's all I got. Peace. Alright, so this is a 2-for-1 special. I decided to just record this onto the same video rather than make a new video. I might regret that, I might not. Doesn't matter right now. But I found an interesting article on the penalty points currently on driver's licenses in F1, of course. And most of the article isn't relevant to the video, so I'm just going to focus on one part, and that is that Verstappen, oh, we're talking about Verstappen again, what? Can't get over this. Well, Verstappen, he only has 7 points on his super license. Now those points come from the Italian GP 2022, no, not 2022, Italian GP 2021 where he collided with Hamilton, the Qatar GP, ignores double yellows in qualifying, I mean, yeah, whatever, that one's iffy, it is what it is. Saudi Arabian GP, he got 1 point for leaving the track and gaining an advantage, and he got 2 points on a separate charge for causing a collision. But oh, something's missing here. Where's Brazil? Brazil had no penalty points? Now, if Brazil produces no penalty points just because Hamilton has like 6th sense, you know, and he can just know that this guy's gonna miss the corner, ram into my car if I try to make the corner, all of that. Just because Hamilton has a 6th sense, Verstappen doesn't get a penalty for Brazil? No, I can't really abide by that. I cannot really abide by that. And maybe there were more points on his license at the time. Maybe, like, you know, the next few points from Brazil would have had him banned for Grand Prix or something, and the points probably expired once he hit Saudi Arabia. Who knows? Who knows? I wasn't paying attention to it at the time. And quite frankly, it doesn't really matter. Right? Quite frankly, it's not about whether Verstappen was going to be banned or not getting these license points from this Brazil incident. What actually matters is that there are no points at all for the Brazil incident, which is just absurd to me. Patently absurd. How that's happened, I don't know. We'll have to ask a whole lot of people, because there's a whole lot of people that go into this. It's not just Massey, right? It would be one thing if this was just Massey's decision to make. It's not just his decision. It's not just his decision to make. Anyway, yeah, it is quite jarring to me that there's no penalty points for this Brazil Grand Prix. This Brazil incident, I should just call it. It's not the whole Grand Prix was sour, just this one incident with Hamilton. It's quite jarring to me that there's no penalty for that. Alright? Now, I'm going to use that as a smoking gun. Alright, that's the smoking gun far as I can see, that, yeah, they definitely wanted Max to be world champion. Outside of Abu Dhabi, all of This is before Abu Dhabi. This is before Saudi Arabia, where they have to penalize him. Okay? This is before all of that. Here we have this Brazil incident. It's a patently absurd incident. Quite frankly, it's if you look at it one way, you could say Verstappen is trying to crash his opponent out the race. And yet there's no penalty, just because Hamilton is too fucking good at this Formula One thing. So yeah, I just want everyone who thinks that, you know, who still holds some belief that the FIA or Messi and friends weren't rooting for Verstappen to win the championship. I just want all of those who are still in doubt about that. Here's your proof, as far as I'm concerned. No penalty points for this Brazil incident, even though he's forced another driver well off track. He's forced himself off track, hasn't made corner. If Hamilton doesn't throw his own car off circuit, it's frankly a huge collision. And then you would have Italian GP 2.0 causing a collision with Hamilton, 2 points. But no, that's not what happened, is it? So as you were.
Hell breezy. Let me show you how to keep the dice rolling when you're doing that thing over there, homie. Hey, let's go! Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop. Cause you know I gotta win every day. Go! See, you really wanna pop me. Go! Just know that you will never flop me. And I know that I gotta be a little cocky. Go! You ain't never gonna stop me. Every time I come, a nigga gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow, and then I gotta shut it. Any little thing a nigga think that he be doing, cause it doesn't matter, cause I'm gonna dead it. Then I'm gonna murder everything and anything about it. Boom, about a bing. I gotta do a lot of things to make it clearer to a couple niggas that I always win, and then I gotta get it again and again and again. And I be doing it to death, and now I move a little foul. Nigga better call a rap, and everybody know my style. Niggas know that I'm the best when it comes to doing this, and I be banging on my chest, and I bang in the east, and I banging in the west, and I come to give you more, and I will never give you less. You will hear it in the street, and you can read it in the press. Do you really wanna know what's next? Let's go. See the way we on it, and we all up in the race, and you know we gotta go, not try to keep up with the pace, and we struggling and hustling and set it and get it, and we